take one, Mark.
Can't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop.
Literally, you could do a demonstration.
Yes, I could.
Here we go.
I could, darling. This is the stuff that I'm like, been talking about under makeup, which I think every makeup artist should know about. It's really good under makeup.
Let's start there then, because it was the Oscars this weekend, and I feel like when you do a red carpet, you have very radiant skin, which I think almost means you need less makeup. But do you know what I mean? If you've got a beautiful complexion on that red carpet.
It depends. I mean, I think that, I have a hard time when makeup feels too cakey. I like what we call a good skin. I think good skin and makeup is everything. So you really want your skin to look like it's going to look like it has makeup on it when you're looking at it. Like we're looking at each other, you can tell we have makeup on. But you never want to see that like cakiness. You want to still see the skin.
Yeah.
Especially when you still have more, youthful skin. I think it's just an important thing to do or to be conscious of.
Yeah.
And so this, after when we first started the campaign, of course they sent me some, and
Is this the gel?
This is the gel.
Okay.
And I started using it, and then I started using it before, like, to refresh my skin. So I would
on top of makeup as well.
Yeah. So like if I was
good.
right, or well, what I was gonna say was that I would wake up, you put on I don't ever wash my face in the morning. I just put water on it, but and you put your moisturizer on, and then you have your day, and then you actually like take the kids to school, and then you have a meeting or something.
Yeah.
And then instead of re-washing my face, I would just spritz it and put this on, and I realized that this was amazing under makeup.
Because but it's true. Not all product does gel well with makeup. Some of it goes different texture.
Yeah, you get those
bits.
Yeah, it looks like you exfoliated your skin.
Yes. And then you can't do anything about it.
I don't like that.
That's quite a good tip that you just said about not washing your face twice a day. I've heard that because it can strip too many oils.
Yeah.
So do you just wash it in the evening?
Just at night. So I wash it at night and I tone. Toning was, I think, really what changed me from getting spots.
That's a very English term. You didn't say zits.
Oh, yeah.
You say spots.
I have an English child. Maybe that's why. I do, and I'm with you. So,
slang.
of course,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Do you know all the slang?
Of course.
Do you know any
I
Cockney
lived in
rhyming?
England for... No, I'm not good at the Cockney
No.
rhyming.
Apples and pears?
No.
It means stairs.
Yeah. I'm not good at that. But, yeah, all the lingo I have down. My son says all the words because his dad's English, so it's like, he's the only kindergarten boy who uses the word nearly. We're nearly there. It's very English.
Cute.
It's not an American thing to say.
And half
Are we
past 4.
almost there?
Oh.
Yeah, he does. He does that too. What time is it?
Well,
Half past.
we have a lot of Brits watching, and I know you've spent time in London. Do you have any favourite places or memories, or do you like our food and drink, which is better than it used to be?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been going to London since I was actually quite young. I was conceived in London.
Really?
Yes, I was. My mom has always told me that. And then when I did my chart about the best places for me to live, sometimes when you do like astrological charts, they show the best regions, and it is West Coast and England.
Really?
Yeah, are like the places I'm happiest, and it's true. I'm very happy in England.
I can see you in a pub.
I've spent a lot of time in pubs. Believe it or not,
No,
I
I
got
do.
really into the pub culture. But one of the things I think what happened from being kind of a Colorado, California girl, which is they're very different, but there's a similarity in the sun and the light. It's very filled with light, and going to England, I think the hardest transition for me was the winter when it started come September, October, when it started getting, dark.
Yes. That sucks.
And it was like, it was like 4:30 and it would get dark, and then it was like 2:30 and I'd be like, what? Is it getting dark? And I got, for the first, I think, month that I was there, it kind of got me down. I didn't really want to like do anything. It was sort of like, oh, the day was done. But then you kind of get into the whole the English way, which is you go to the pub. You know, you go to the pub. My thing is I'd make sure that I go and you know, if my work wasn't done, but I would work out and then go to the pub.
Smart.
But yeah.
And speaking of all these different places, I wanted to ask you with regards to skincare, because I love to ski as well. I know you grew up in Aspen, which is one of the most beautiful places in the world. And the desert
really
climate of California, it does play havoc with your skin. Same with being on planes all the time. How do you cope with that? What's part of your routine?
I think it's internal and external. Internal first, right? So obviously, like, hydrating is everything.
How much water do you drink a day?
A lot.
Like 4 liters.
And I drink. What I did once, my doctor actually told me to set my alarm every hour. This is what got me into, because I used to always just forget. You always forget to drink water. You're like, I just forgot, you know. But my doctor said, you know, just set your alarm like every hour throughout the day. And so I set my alarm, and then I would make myself drink a glass of water when the alarm would go off. So that's how much water you're supposed to drink while you're up in the day. And then what happens is then you just start to understand it. So you just do it by nature. And now I just try to drink a lot.
And any secret herbal teas or coconut waters or any other tips for the complexion?
I love coconut water, but there's a lot of sugar in coconut water.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's still good. I still love it. Collagen. So I like marine collagen for the skin. It comes in these packets. I think that's really good. And food, like what you eat, obviously affects your skin. I mean, no matter what, you know, if you're eating a healthy diet, your skin's gonna show it. If you're eating less gluten, take gluten out, you're gonna see it in your, and sugar.
I don't know if you can even find gluten in LA anymore.
Oh, you can. I went to Felix's last night, this Italian restaurant in Abbot Kinney, which is a new restaurant. It's amazing if you're ever in the Los Angeles area. And we had some serious pasta last night. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good.
I think LA is getting a little bit more bored. I think there's all of the health food, but I think it's feeling a little bit like it's lost a little bit of the culture of food.
I agree.
You know, because it's gotten so healthy that I actually think it's kind of having a resurgence. Like people are getting a little more innovative with cuisine in Los Angeles. You know, so you're starting to see all these kind of hip restaurants pop up. Like a Felix's, where, you know, the first thing out is like just focaccia bread that's like doused in olive oil. Not a very LA kind of thing, but it's eaten.
I'm so hungry right now. That sounds like heaven.
So good. It was like a donut. I took it. I was like, I have to eat this, and I was like, oh my god, it's a donut. I mean, it was like a savory donut. It was so good.
You mentioned marine collagen, and I want to talk about La Mer because it's 50 years old. Who knew? I didn't know that's amazing. And when it was founded, it was by a gentleman who had been injured and created a cure using sea ingredients like kelp. How much do you know about that? And do you find that interesting when you're using a product, you know, the kinds of things that are used in it to create the magic and the difference it makes?
Yeah, because there's so many things we can be using, you know what I mean? And then, at the end of the day, if you're not the one behind it, you know what I mean? The question is, does it work or does it not work? You know? Yeah. And there's something about what he did in this cream, which, by the way, has really the formula, I mean, apparently has not been changed. I mean, it's the same, I mean, this is the same formula as 50 years ago, which is pretty incredible that something has had that kind of longevity. Yeah. You know, and it also goes to like brand when you look at building brands and longevity in brands, you know, because that's obviously what everyone's interested in entrepreneurial work these days and building companies. Like when you have a hero product, like something like this is one of those things where you'll always have people who are loyal to the brand because it works. Yeah, because it's that
simple
good.
As that.
Yeah, 50
I love that
years.
you just keep opening more, then you'll have to keep them. Oh, sorry, I put my finger in that.
Look how perfect it is. Yeah, I learned a lot about the product that I never knew. I mean, I obviously, I speak some French, so I've caught on to that it's, the sea. But I didn't realize that it was made from kelp. And then, I find that to be very interesting. I don't know what the chemical properties of it and why. But I do know that it is super healing. And if you do have any like cuts and burns or anything like that, it is kind of...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it being timeless, talked about 50 years, and I know that it was your mum who actually gave you your first pot, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
At Christmas time?
Oh, yeah.
That's cute. That's a cool Christmas present.
Yeah, especially when you're 19 and can't afford it. It's like, are you kidding?
So she used
what I
it
noticed,
before you?
she's been using it forever. But what I noticed was when you learn how to use it, it's I think that the price of this is actually, if you're gonna splurge on something that's a beauty product, this is like kind of the better one to splurge on for a couple of reasons. One, it works. Two, it lasts forever. You don't need a lot of it.
So
You
just a
really
little
don't.
bit.
And we're so like used to thinking that in order for something, you go to a facialist and they slather on all this stuff, and you think you're supposed to just like put and slather things on, but it's actually the opposite. We really shouldn't be putting too much. Too much stimulation can just create clogged pores and all of that stuff. So you really actually want to pay attention to how much you're using. And with this, you need the smallest amount, and it really does go really far. If this jar is gone in 3 months, you're not using it correctly.
Okay, no, that's a good tip.
It should last a long time.
Can we talk about Iceland?
Yeah.
Because you went to Iceland to make 5 films with a female director called Lauren Dennis, who, had you worked with her before?
No.
But didn't you write the script?
Well, we wrote it together. I mean, we all, I think, I wrote some of it. I mean, we all kind of worked on it together.
Yeah. And you created these beautiful, very poetic, ethereal films to illustrate the 5 different products. Can you tell me about the experience?
I think what we wanted to do was take the landscape, take language, and express what the product, how the product feels, but actually make it more about the internal experience of how you feel with this word, So, what is cool? What is cool? And then what is the experience when you feel something that's cool? It's just all about texture, really. You want to tell a story behind a product. I think you want to connect it to the things that, what does it bring up for you? Like, what's the story behind everything, right? So you have all these different products that created these 5 different, whether cool, soft, sheer, all the things that we came up with. And we just wanted to bring something that felt kind of relatable and romantic to the product.
It was really romantic, but I know behind the scenes it's quite cold.
It was very cold.
You were trudging up the side of a waterfall, right?
Yes. It looks a lot more, romantic than it was. I mean, that ocean was so cold at the black,
Did you get in
in the black sand. No.
Okay.
No,
you might have
I
died
probably would have
if
gone
you'd
into
done
hypothermia if I went in the ocean. But that was, it was, and I'm in a coat, but I'm not. I mean, we really should have been in like, ski gear.
Yeah.
And we're climbing up rocks, and the waterfall, we really had to like climb down and go through this little river to get there. But I mean, for me, that's nothing. I love that kind of stuff. I mean, that's why I say yes to doing a campaign in Iceland.
Yeah.
Because I love experiences like that. But really, what I loved about this with La Mer is that they really went outside of what the norm is. I think that a lot of times when you work with brands and you do endorsements and they really let us kind of have fun with what we were doing.
I feel like it summed you up because you had the very funny personal, like, this is how I use it, I'm jumping on my bed. And then you also had the ethereal, very romantic, you know, polished films. And it's nice, like you say, when a brand lets you have both sides, and all women have both sides.
Yeah,
So-
I thought it was really great. I was surprised, you know, I was so happy that they were open to having some, you know, fun.
Banter.
Yeah. And when you realize it was when you meet them, I mean, it makes total sense, you know, but you think of La Mer as a sort of like very sophisticated product because of, you know, how good it is and the price point. But really they're a bunch of really fun people, you know, that have a really amazing, so it's fun to bring some kind of humor to what we were doing, you know. It was great.
Kate Hudson, it has been a pleasure.
Thank
You're
you.
awesome.
Nice
Thank you
talking
so much.
to you.
You too.
Yes.
See you in the pub.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.